Welcome to part 3 of this Football Manager 2018 experiment, where we're taking a look at something rather different on FM18. It's a long World Cup with 225 nations involved. If you missed part 1 and 2, please go and check them out first so you know what this is all about. But essentially I'm going to holiday through an entire season, simulate a third World Cup in this part 3, and we'll have a look to see if there's any differences, who wins. It's just a bit of fun really, and I know you guys seem to like these sorts of experiments where I look in depth at things, and thank you for the support on the first 2 parts. Now, in the comment section below, I'd like you to let me know if you'd like me to holiday further into the future. Of course, I've simulated the first year of the World Cup 3 times now, but I could simulate into the future. I think it will work. I mean, I might need to test that first before making a video, but if you'd be interested in me perhaps holidaying 5 years into the future to see what the outcome is of the World Cup over those 5 years, then hit the like button, but also let me know in the comment section below which one the first simulation, the second simulation, or the third simulation, which one you'd want me to holiday into the future. Or I could do a fresh save completely and start from scratch and go 5 years into the future. There's different options. But anyway, the first round, it's the round where we've got all 225 nations involved. It's a crazy competition. From the first round, we have half the teams going through, essentially. Algeria topped the group once again, ahead of Croatia, not bad from them. This time, India failed to qualify. We saw Botswana go through with 19 points. Well done to them. Belgium topped Group B, as you would expect. They didn't win every game this time around, though. Mozambique finished 8th to qualify. It's quite a big gap between the top half and the bottom half, to be honest, looking at that group. In Group C, Spain topped that group. That's a pretty tough group. We've got Spain and Italy. I mean, they're always going to go through, of course. But Reunion, the French islands off the coast of India and Africa, managed to get through with 19 points ahead of Vietnam. Amazing stuff from them. Unfortunately, Tonga lost every single game and finished with a minus 64 goal difference. Poor old Tonga. But they did score a few goals. They lost 13-0 against Italy, though, which isn't ideal. What a name this is. I mean, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I think he's a fake greyed out player by the looks of it. Let's scroll down then and have a look at some of the other groups. So Portugal topped Group D, but Scotland went through quite convincingly this time. Portugal actually won every single game, scoring 66 goals and only conceding twice. The battle for that 14th place between Wallace and Fuchana, and it was British Virgin Islands that finished bottom last time. They've had a good tournament. They won 3 games. So well done to them. Excellent stuff from British Virgin Islands. They beat St Vincent 6-1. What a game that is. Turkmenistan, they won 3-2. Rashido Robinson with a goal. And in the last game, they beat Fiji, who finished bottom of the group, of course. 3-1. Great stuff from the British Virgin Islands. They don't really have much quality, do they? I mean, their best player is this chap, Troy Caesar. Great name. Unfortunately, that's the best they have, but he's got some decent attributes there. He's a good captain by the looks of it, and he's quite versatile in the defensive half of the pitch anyway. Moving on down to Mexico, who finished top of Group E. They only lost one game. Ireland only just squeezed through ahead of Libya on goal difference, with Qatar and Lithuania finishing above them. Holland all the way down in 5th place. Not great from them, but they managed to qualify anyway. Cayman Islands, 1 point. 1 measly point. Not great from them. Colombia topped Group F ahead of South American rivals Uruguay. Luxembourg finished ahead of Cyprus. I think it's on head-to-head this round. I think we've deduced that. It must be, in fact, because, of course, Cyprus's goal difference was plus 10. But for whatever reason, they didn't qualify. They obviously won the games that they did win by quite a big margin and lost the games that they did lose by a small margin to end up with a plus 10 goal difference. They beat Mauritius 7-0 and Maldives 5-0, but they lost 1-0 against Luxembourg. And that was a killer blow for them, and that's why they failed to get out of the group. Senegal topped a group consisting of Germany and France and Argentina. Bahrain finished above Argentina. That is a story and a half. Senegal, Germany and France all unbeaten in that group, though. Cook Islands, 1 point. They seem to get the worst goal difference every single time, don't they? Poor old Cook Islands. But French Guinea finishing ahead of Tanzania. That is not bad, because Tanzania, I think they're an alright team, actually. But Cook Islands, look at that. They lost 17-0 against France. Mbappe, 8 goals from Mbappe, 6 from Griezmann. Oh, and they had a player sent off, which didn't help matters. That is unfortunate to say the least. They also lost 11-0 against Argentina. Aguero, Dybala and Higuain, the only three players to score. They just got a hatful each. And then 10-0 against the top place team, Senegal. They only lost 5-0 against Germany, though. I think that's an achievement. Well done, Cook Islands. They'll be celebrating that back home, won't they? I think I've gone too far. Here we go. Bosnia topped Group H, only drawing one game and losing 0. Egypt managed to go through. Kosovo went through again. But we saw Liberia miss out by 2 points. In Group I, England topped the group ahead of China. We've seen China do very well. They finished above Finland. That's not too bad. Syria just about went through ahead of Sierra Leone by 1 point. San Marino, 10 points. Haven't managed to get through yet. St. Martin, 0 points. Minus 57 goal difference. They lost every single game. Seems a bit harsh. Their worst defeat, though, was actually against Sierra Leone, who didn't even qualify. 8-0. So I don't think it's too bad losing 6-0 against England, considering, really. In Group J, we saw Wales top the group, finishing ahead of Greece. They went unbeaten. They drew quite a few games, but they went through with Iceland and Paraguay. Gabon finished ahead of Congo. Zambia missed out. And Grenada finished bottom of the group, but not a dreadful goal difference that time around for them. In Group K, USA topped the group with 35 points. Romania missed out. I think we saw them miss out last time as well, so it's a bit of a shock. It's quite a tough group. Comoros do really well. I'm kind of surprised how well they do. They're not a bad side, I suppose. They're 82nd. This must really play havoc with the world rankings, actually. This sort of experiment. It always goes back to the top when I click back. It's pretty annoying. Where was I? Yeah, Group K. Samoa and Somalia finished with 1 point each. I mean, that's a dreadful goal difference again from Samoa, conceding 82 goals. In Group L, Bulgaria topped the group. Albania miss out. They finished below Jordan. I suppose injuries to key men, or if clubs don't want their players to play, maybe. I don't know how much of a say the clubs have in this, but you'd expect Albania to get out their group, but that they failed to. Poor stuff from them. Suriname finished bottom with 2 points. Brazil, as you would expect, top Group M, ahead of Nigeria. Austria went through. Australia went through. Papua New Guinea just missed out by 1 point behind Dominican Republic, with Brunei finishing bottom with a measly 1 point. Group N, Denmark won ahead of Switzerland. We saw Liechtenstein miss out by 3 points, finishing behind Madagascar. Kenya went through again. Andorra missed out. And I think this is the worst goal difference this time around. St. Pierre and Miquelon, French team, French island. Is it French island? I assume so. They finished bottom of the group, and they had a dreadful time. They lost 12-0 against Madagascar. They did get a draw against Andorra in their first game, but 12-0 against Madagascar, 10-1 against Togo, 13-0 against Switzerland. Seferovic scored a load of goals, and if he's scoring goals against you, then yeah, you're not great, are you? Yeah, it didn't really work out for them, did it? But let's be honest, that's what expect. They don't even have any players. They've having to use greyed out players, I think. Let's go down then, and we're towards the end of the first round now. You'll probably be pleased to know. I do find this fascinating though. I really enjoy it. This is the last group. Sweden ahead of Peru, Saudi Arabia going through, but there's a massive gap between the top 8 and the rest of the teams in there, isn't there? Look at that. 14-point gap between Saudi Arabia and Laos. Moving through to the... crap's sake. I've forgotten to put the bloody thing over. Moving on to the second round then. We've obviously halved the number of teams involved now. Group A, there wasn't really a superstar team in there. So, you know, we've seen some African nations get through there. Northern Ireland go through as one of the best seventh place teams. But Greece topped the group. In Group B, Sweden finished ahead of England and Austria, with Nigeria missing out, as did Costa Rica. 2 real World Cup nations missing out in the second round. Poor from them. In Group C, we saw Burkina Faso win it, ahead of Colombia. Venezuela sneaked through as a 7th place team, with Egypt only just going through as well. Although, I mean, there was a massive gap between them and Bolivia, to be fair. Group D, France won. That's a tough group. France, Italy, Wales, South Africa, Tunisia and Iceland going through in the end. El Salvador and Hungary miss out. Slovenia top Group E, with South Korea and Panama going through. Iraq, the last team to go through from that. And then Group F, Turkey topped the group, ahead of Spain and Croatia. That's not bad going from then. And then Group G, Portugal won that one ahead of USA. Ivory Coast missed out. Norway just about squeezed through behind Russia and Finland. And then Group H was easily won by Belgium. They won every single game, scoring 24 goals. Switzerland a real World Cup nation knocked out, and they finished below Luxembourg. What a story that is. Kenya also managed to get through. Great stuff from them. And Group I, Czech Republic went through with real World Cup nation Iran missing out, finishing below Scotland. Mexico finished below Bahrain. Group J, Morocco won it. They didn't lose a single game, and they finished above Germany, with Macedonia, Angola and Malta getting knocked out. Belarus going through as a 7th place team. And then Group K won by Brazil. Canada have done really well in this. They finished above Holland. They finished above Ireland. Amazing stuff from them. Reunion, minus 54 in the second round. I mean, they did well to get into this stage, but then to just get completely obliterated in the second round. They lost 11-0 against Brazil. Oh dear. They scored a goal against Lithuania. That was it. Fabrice Paisley. Great name. Yeah, their dream was shattered by all these nations. Yes, they were obliterated. And lastly, Group L, Argentina won it. They didn't lose a single game. And no surprises in that group, really. Moving on to the third round then. So we're down to, I don't know how many nations. We've got up to Group J anyway, and there's 8 teams in each nation. Togo topped Group A. Russia and Egypt miss out. Real World Cup nations falling at the third round stage. We have seen some shocks at this stage before, and there's another shock in Group B with Poland getting knocked out. I mean, that was a tough group. Uruguay, England, Senegal and Congo go through. Group C, Colombia miss out, as do Serbia. 2 more Real World Cup nations getting knocked out. That is a tough group though. France, Portugal, Mexico and Japan go marching on. And then this is a pretty weak group, actually, Group D. So we've seen Morocco and Haiti go through, which is amazing. Belarus and South Korea finished just ahead of Kenya. And then Group E, Chile topped that group with Italy, Cape Verde and Ukraine go through. Australia and Iceland, Real World Cup nations, finishing bottom of that group. This is a tough group. Belgium only just about went through on head-to-head over Zimbabwe, with Argentina and Brazil also going through. Yeah, that is a tough group though, isn't it? Austria and Paraguay missing out. And then Group G, Croatia topped that group with Sweden, Tunisia and Jamaica getting through. Real World Cup nation Panama knocked out, along with the Republic of Ireland. And then Iraq, bottom of the group with 0 points. But we've seen a few 0 points in here. Estonia as well. Group H, Germany, back to their best, finishing top of that group with USA, Bosnia. Bahrain are doing remarkably well. And Spain knocked out at this stage again. This has happened a couple of times now. Spain, what is wrong with them? I don't understand how they keep going wrong. Maybe it's because they've got Roberto Martinez in charge again. I don't know, but they've got some great players, but perhaps they're not utilising everyone. I don't know. It's just bizarre, to be honest. They lost against Germany in the third round and Bosnia, and yeah, it wasn't enough to send them through, despite wins against USA, Bahrain, Mozambique, and that's it, actually. They only won 3 games. By the way, Holland also missed out. You may have spotted that. Holland, 9 points. Yeah, they're not really very good on FM18, I must say. Algeria top Group I. They topped their first round group, and they've topped this group as well. Scotland miss out, as do Canada, Luxembourg and Northern Ireland. And then Group J, South Africa, Finland, Slovakia and Montenegro going through, with Honduras and Wales missing out, and Real World Cup nation Saudi Arabia finishing bottom. So we're going to have some shocks, I think, in the latter stages once again, just like part 2. We've seen South Korea and Uruguay go through there. Morocco and Denmark went through from Group B in the 4th round. France and Croatia, no massive shocks yet. Japan missing out to Finland, a little bit of a shock, with England top in the group. Brazil and Italy from Group E. Belgium and USA from Group F. Bahrain's journey ends here. They've done remarkably well. Well, they certainly don't have an amazing team, do they? There's a couple players with over 100 current ability, but to actually get to that 4th round, it's just, what a story. They did really, really well. They beat Argentina 3-1. That's astonishing. Beat Mexico 2-0, Ecuador 2-0. In the 3rd round, they beat USA and Oman and Holland and Mozambique to go through to the next round, but unfortunately, these teams were too good. They only lost 1-0 against Belgium. That's not bad at all. Group G, Argentina and Sweden went through. Peru getting knocked out. Chile and Venezuela from Group H. Mexico's journey ends here. Guinea and Slovenia finish ahead of Slovakia. And Germany and Portugal march on. So we've seen most of the surprise nations getting to this point knocked out. And now we've got a knockout round to get through to that elite 6th round league, which will decide who will get through to that final. So in the 5th round, Italy beat Croatia 1-0. Not a huge number of goals here. We've seen Sweden win on penalties against USA. France beat England, so England knocked out at this round. They got to the final, the overall final in that first simulation, but they failed to do so this time. Morocco beat Argentina 3-0. What a win from them. Denmark beat Slovenia. Portugal beat Venezuela. Belgium scraped past South Korea. Germany beat Uruguay in extra time. Guinea beat Finland 3-1. And Brazil beat Chile. So I guess the biggest shock there is Guinea getting through. They've done really well there to get through to that 6th round. And when I click on the 6th round, we'll see who qualified for the final. It's the top 2 teams. They all play each other once, remember. Let's have a look to see. It's going to be France versus Germany in the final. France comfortably, spit my words out, got through to this round. And now they've managed to make it through to the final, losing 2 and drawing 2, finishing top of the table ahead of Germany. Italy and Portugal both got 15 points. Portugal won the second simulation, remember. Belgium missed out again with 14 points. Denmark finished bottom of the table. Brazil all the way down there. That's a bit of a surprise, finishing below Morocco and Guinea. Amazing achievements from France and Germany. Let's go and have a look then to see who won the final. It is France. France beat Germany 2-1 in Portugal. And Martial with the winning goal. Mbappe missed a late penalty as well. Hector sent off for Germany didn't help things for them. But Martial with the winning goal. It's such a marathon, isn't it, this competition? They have to play so many games. It's ridiculous. Let's just have a look at the French team then. These are the players that were involved. I suppose in the latter stages there might be more players involved early on in the tournament as well. But what a journey. They didn't lose a single game in that first half of the season. They beat St. Kitts and Nevis 10-0 and Seychelles 10-0 and Cook Islands 17-0, of course. And then in the second half, they lost in the 6th round against Morocco and Italy. But those were their only 2 defeats. They've been very impressive, and I think they deserve this World Cup title. Lots of names you'll notice there. Griezmann heavily featuring, so he might have picked up the golden boot. Germany, let's have a look at their team then, see how their adventure went to the final. Lots of players involved, but in the first half they did actually lose against Peru and Azerbaijan. Not as successful as France. I think France deserved it more. They did lose against USA 5-0. They lost in the 6th round against Guinea, France, and then of course Portugal, and then France in the final. So they lost a few more games in France. Let's have a look at the awards then. So Draxler picks up the Best Player award. He got 25 goals and 15 assists, 7.73. Cristiano Ronaldo not featuring this time around. Griezmann got 36 goals and 22 assists. And Andre Silva, he might have picked up the Golden Boot because he got 46 goals. Let's have a quick look. He did. 46 goals, 19 assists. What happened to Cristiano Ronaldo then? Did he get injured? He's got an injury at the moment, but yeah, he didn't play as many games. 26 goals in 35 games this time around. Just want to have a look at Messi actually, because I think he got injured for them, didn't he? He only played 17 games and got 12 goals. They were knocked out quite early though, I think, weren't they? Let's have a quick look. They got round. Yeah, they were knocked out in the 5th round. But Messi on Football Manager for Argentina, they just don't utilise him in the correct way, in my opinion. I just don't understand. They don't get the best out of him. It's not his fault. It's Argentina's fault. I've seen it with all my 1,000 simulations. Messi always played in central midfield, and he didn't even seem to play for Argentina in this particular simulation. Very bizarre. Let's have a look at the other awards. Oh, by the way, Mbappe on that list. Impressive stuff from him. Lloris won the Best Goalkeeper award. 28 clean sheets in 44 games. Best Young Player went to Mbappe. 40 goals. What an incredible achievement that is. 40 goals in 39 games and 22 assists as well. Not bad at all. This is the dream team. 4 French players in there, a couple Germans, a couple Brazilians, 2 Portuguese players, and well done to this Guinea guy, Ibrahima Traore. Excellent stuff from him to get into the dream team for the World Cup. And the goal of the tournament scored, we can't see it, but it was scored by Alain Traore for Burkina Faso against Saudi Arabia back on the 10th of September. So, I hope you enjoyed this experiment. We've done 3 simulations now. I mean, I really could look at this for ages. You could go into so much detail with this. I could just, holiday through, but stop at certain points and watch games. There's so much potential with this. I hope you guys that have downloaded it are having a lot of fun on this database. But like I said, the next step perhaps is to holiday into the future. If there's been a bit of interest on these videos, then I might do that. I've actually, at the time of uploading these videos, I think I will have been away, because I pre-recorded all these and uploaded them for when I'm on holiday. So, there might not have been any interest on these, in which case I probably won't do anything else. But if there is, then I could holiday into the future. But anyway, thank you for watching, those of you that did. Until next time, enjoy FM18, enjoy the rest of your day. See you very soon.